back, guys. Here we are at still at day 6, second of the tournament. Third day from the second week, actually. Third game that's gonna happen tonight is gonna be SCD against AHK here. So we see that AHK is having a lot of good time in this tournament. Will SCD be able to like stop them? Pretty excited to see this one. As SDT definitely pretty good matches that we watched in this stream also. Um, they won against Bubble Team. They won against also other teams. They managed to like lose some games too. Off stream, for example, against Chiron. But I think so far they're doing fine. Of course, it's gonna be a very important game for them. They do definitely need the win to stay in the middle of this group. But AHK is definitely a tough opponent here. So far, nobody found any opening to like threaten their Nexus, so definitely excited to see if SD to at least make them a little bit shaky. Soon, we might be ready to start the draft. For expectations, really cannot say a lot because we've seen so many games styles here. That means that it's gonna be really hard to see anything before we start here. Um, AHK is the red side here. That means that SD is gonna have some priority picks, but on the other hand, AHK is gonna have counter picks for Soul Lane, for example, or depends how they use it in draft. Could be for something else too. Um, we do see that SD has a coach. Could be an edge in draft, but they also need to execute properly. So definitely like excited to see what options are they gonna take from AHK. We've seen a really good performance from the jungle, pretty much like any player combined. They really work together good as a team. Um, so it's really gonna be hard to like find anything between those gaps to find any like advantage maybe in the early game. Still got to see what's gonna happen here. Still waiting a little bit to start with the draft. Let's let's see what option SSD is gonna take. They do have that first pick. That could be important thing as they might uh, have to lock in something really, really strong here. We have some problems. Players cannot still start us so far. Let's see at the results. So AHK, there's not a lot of things to say. They won against any opponent so far. Looking pretty confident with the roster that they do have. We have Ali in the top lane, Stereo, the jungle Painzer, Jackie, and Exploitive in the roster. For the other team, we have for the SDT we have Moonweaver, I0, Hiryu, Trial Shock, and Neptunia here being in this roster for this game. Um, yeah, would definitely give an edge here on the HK as they do definitely look scary. There is a reason why are they first on this uh, board, but SDT definitely needs to like step up here to at least try and do something. The thing is like yeah, you are playing against the strongest team on paper now, but doesn't mean that you cannot do anything. Maybe you should try to cheese with some different, completely different pick. Maybe do something crazy, insane way. Like you need to develop some ideas that are maybe not common, because players of HK might not expect it. So I would definitely like try to do something uncommon. Of course, we need to see what options they will go for. And the thing is that they just cannot allow AHK to have an easy game here because that's gonna affect this group a lot. AHK being then 5-0, people are gonna be like at mental disadvantage when they play against them, and that's the reason why I think this game is really important here. We still have to wait a little bit. There are some technical issues, but don't worry, guys. I'll try to cover you in the between time, as well as through the game solo casting. Uh, at the beginning, it was a little bit tough. Gonna try to survive somehow, and yeah, for AHK, definitely gonna keep an eye on the jungler in the early game. Also, bot lane, wanna see what kind of matchup. Will they try to like play something with priority? Will they try to play something safe? Um, so far, there are a lot of things that worked out, but in this meta, I think you really can do anything. You have Caitlyn, Xayah as an options. Like, uh, for example, in the last game, AHK went uh, for that scaling comp Cassiopeia and Xayah on the bot lane. They had Malphite on top. Uh, oh, sorry, actually, they had actually Ari in a case. I was looking at a different picture, and they had pretty much engage on top and jungle as well as passion support. Um, yeah, and it worked out pretty good for them. We see that Ari being really high priority pick in this tournament, and players do know how to work around that. And I cannot see a reason why would they not opt for that pick again. Since it worked, it can be a really good option. As we see, slowly drafting is running in. Uh, let's see how the winning phase go. We see that SDT banned out the Xayah. We are strongest AD carry in the at the moment, so I would say pick or ban. And since they're blue side, they probably didn't want to pick Xayah, so they actually went for Seraphine. Double flex pick could be a mid laner or bot laner, support or AD AP carry, but we still don't know. Uh, on our side, AHK banned Mordekaiser as well as Johnny and Morgana. That might say that they might opt for some engage comp, as well as some support with a lot of CC. Yeah, we see Kaisa here but getting picked. Nautilus very common with that. Seraphine Sona, I don't know how I feel about that. You definitely need somebody to like help you get to the strong stage. Some jungler that's gonna to enable you. Uh, Mostly gonna be a carry jungler as because they can like always shield you and you can go over your limits as you're always covered. On the other side, maybe you need some front line on the top lane then, and in mid lane you can play some mid like also Ari for SDT. Why not? Um, as they actually go for Rihanna, that's like 3 supports already. So we see Seraphine, Zone, and bot lane. And Marine. We definitely need somebody to like carry here, as we see HK blocking already the picks that can do a lot on their own. Like I think Noto is gonna be picked here, if not maybe Rakan. Uh, or something that can definitely lock Blitzcrank. Okay, that's something else. Uh, kind of similar to Nautilus. A bit surprised by that pick, but since you have like a lot of mobile champs on the SDT, Blitzcrank could be definitely a good option. Let's see what SDT does to like compensate here for the Blitzcrank pick. What kind of front they will take, or will they go for some carry pick here? Second betting phase going through here. Zach being off here. Um, well, about Blitzcrank, I don't know. Like we need definitely to see other 2 picks to see how that one is gonna work out. But so far, I think there were definitely better options. Blitz can be good if used properly. It's a champ that always can like find an opening to do something. If you're like behind, you just hook somebody. You're not gonna try to hook something like a Momo, who's actually banned here. But just an example, if you hook Momo, you basically are MVP for the enemy team. Um, Second ban towards the Zangler here being cut off this off of this draft list here. Let's see what the second bans are gonna be. We need to see. Uh, I definitely think that the AHK is gonna pick up a jungler here and then leave a counter pick for top laner. Pantheon being cut off. They're expecting to have Pantheon. They expected to have Pantheon as an opponent in top lane, which is kind of weird actually, but could be. Actually, I don't see how Pantheon is a good pick with the comp that SDT has. All of getting banned, really good ban as that SDT has a lot like squishy champions and all of glitter can go through any CC that they do have together with Vex and Case, so he can literally like go deep. It into the backline. As we see HK having the first pick in the series, let's see what option are they gonna go. Okay. Yeah, that rounds up the team even more. That means if SDT decides to pick some Gage, that HK will have some disengage with Svex and Maokai. On the other hand, they can also engage with a long range ult, means stun is going to be taking for a couple of seconds, 2 or 3. Uh, Maokai getting a nerf dispatch, but if you play the tank, I think it's going to be still good or solid enough. As we see, Yaron gets. Not sure why did they go for that, because on AHK side, we see pretty much everybody can like. Okay, except for Mark and Blitzkrieg, but do you really want to use Yaron ult? Okay, sure, Yaron is a good pick with Oriana and Seraphine and Sona ult, of course, but you will not have damage after that combo. Say you miss the combo, who's gonna like carry, in the fights? They definitely need some carry pick in top lane, but no, they choose Sad here. Well, I don't know what to say here, as AHK is having everything with this picks. They are having the combo, they're having engage, and the thing here is that like if they don't hit the combo, even if they do hit the combo, I think that AHK can tank a lot of it. AHK just gonna like outscale them, as well as can dodge a lot of these things, as we see Kai'Sa can easily disengage, flashes are also up, as we see as Rankton being a counter pick to the set, he just cuts off his shield instantly. Uh, I do think set outscales, but Rankton might be okay option here, like for the early game. And for later, could be still fine, depends on what build he goes. He can go for that one-shot build and just one-shot one of the 3 supportive champs that we have on side of SD. Or he just might go for like something beefy with Gore Drinker, Black Cleaver, and maybe like yeah, that kind of items like Sterix. That we might go, sorry, we might have to go to game to see what's gonna happen there. Uh, Definitely favoring HK draft here, as it definitely needs to find an edge outscaled on every lane basically, except for top maybe. Uh, for jungle doesn't really matter, like Yaron is gonna be able to deal with tank, but Maokai is gonna buy so much time that can heal up so much that it's gonna be. Um, so let's see how the lanes look like. Mid, AHK definitely has priority with the Vex. Top lane, I would say it's a skill matchup in favor of Renekton. Set can E into W to like make sure that through damage goes. Is gonna hit the Renekton, but it also depends how Renekton like is gonna manage his rage bar. I would give an edge to Renekton definitely, because he just has a little bit more mobility, a little bit more sustain than Set. And for the bot lane, I mean, um, for the bot lane we see Seraphine and Sona passive lane, so AHK Skaisa is gonna definitely have some time in this bot lane farming, and as Blitzkrieg might also be roaming, like because Seraphine and Sona can literally not do much against Kaisa. They can drive the wave, and after that, like they cannot really punish this Kaisa enough, except if jungle doesn't rotate. Like if jungle rotates, then they may try to look for a die with CC chain on that Kaisa. Definitely cleanse here as a carry of AHK. On the other hand, um, I don't know, maybe go for that TP on Seraphine and Sona, maybe picks up a heal or exhaust as a summoner. Um, we'll definitely have to wait to see what they choose here. Um, in mid-game fights, well, sure, they can get a lot of value from these champions that they do have as SDT, but if AHK plays this slow and patiently, I'm pretty sure they can like manage to like play front to back and manage to get to their backline whenever the opening is there. Uh, they just basically want to help the teammates to survive against the initial engage. Vex is jumping, Maokai backline ranked 2, Kai'Sa is joining, everybody's like there. Uh, so that's why I maybe think this Blitzkrieg doesn't make a lot of sense because he can just hook. But you, on the other hand, you have Vex who wants to engage, so Nautilus is definitely a better option. You just are somebody and Vex is going in, that's it. So in that case, if you had Nautilus, you could also like to engage first. Um, yeah. Um, Third game of the day, pretty excited to see how this goes. AHK definitely not because of the score. Like let's say both of the teammates are not here. Looking at the champion composition, I just think there's more potential in picks from AHK. Uh, I would still say that SDT's comp could be easier to execute because Oriana can like chain CC very easy as the ball can be attached to either Jarvan or Set. And if one of them hits any ult, it's gonna be like easier to follow on that. Uh, but on the other hand, I think HK has enough things to like save themselves from the thing. So if SDT doesn't manage to pick 3 or more targets with these ultimates, it's gonna be like pretty hard to like win that fight on long term. Like after they use the ultimates, they don't really have anyone who's gonna like do constant damage, you know. So definitely like AHK is gonna be having time with Kesa, and uh, she's also gonna have that freelance. She might pick up all the items needed to even survive, like maybe build some magic resist because you have 3 magic damage dealing champions. Sure, Yaron and Set are AD, but I think more damage is gonna come from Oriana and Seraphine than from Yaron and Set. Okay, Set has true damage, sure, but overall, after he uses that and he misses, most damage is gonna come from. Okay, Yaron's auto attacks depends what he build he. But Oriana is always gonna have the uh, room to like move up and like use the abilities on cooldown. Uh, so we will see what will happen here. Mm, SDT, I would love them to see with some early game aggression because you're playing as 4-0 team. If you let them have what they want, especially in the bot lane as well as mid lane without Vex being against that Oriana, then you're gonna fall off pretty easily. And then you're like mentally challenged. What should I do here? What should we? Should we give up? Should we fight? And then you make some stupid mistake where they pick you off. Maybe Blitzcrank hooks you, and that's gonna be like a really problematic thing for SDT here. So the first like let's say 6 to 8 minutes gonna to see what SDT is gonna do here. Um, on the other hand, AHK definitely to keep up with this like thing what they do have now because sure they can drop a game, they won't have a perfect score, but they have a pretty good draft. I don't see a reason why would they like be in a zone where they would lose this game. Um, yeah, might have to see this one. Um, so far looking pretty good, like not going to lie. Um, and after today's day, there might be some off-stream games, and next week we already see that second rotation of the games is happening. So far in the group B, Bubble team is having a lot of trouble, as well as Kai Ronin. They managed to pick up a win. Uh, so I don't see them locked on spots for now. We have to see more games to be sure for something like that. CCG, they do have like pretty confident mid laner Birch, but they need to find a way to like play around him. And last time he had that Cassiopeia, he couldn't like find enough room for himself as Ari like, was very dominating. Yeah, for some reason that Ari is like literally every second game in this turn she does a lot for their team pretty much always. Um, okay, she lost a game last game day, but that doesn't mean like she didn't play that well. Yeah, she had a little bit of trouble against Silas, as she didn't punish him early enough, and then she was a little bit better positions, and yeah, then after that, big problem was from their bot lane not being in the right positions. So yeah, uh, Now we have Oriana coming back to meta. Have to see how that champion works out. I think she can survive in a lot of matches. The thing is like hard, yes, it is a harder one, but the thing is like as Oriana, you're gonna always be like useful. You will have that ultimate that can always change output of a team fight or like outcome of the team. Sorry. Um, so that means it's those champs. Uh, and you need to be confident enough to like step up together with your set and Yarvan to get that ultimate in. As we're hopping into this game slowly, we see AHK walking down the trying with or just stacking this bush. Yeah, they have Blitzcrank. They're gonna go from as SDT. Yarvan is in the mid lane waiting. AHK definitely has an angle like to find the kill in this case. Let's see how it goes. And Seraphine has to getting the market flash to summon here, and that's gonna be ignited. Yeah, picked up by the Vex. That Seraphine flashed a little bit too weird. She didn't gain a lot of range from that flash, and AHK after Blitz can still do things to like kill this Seraphine. Vex carrying that passive up. Makai starting double, it's gonna slow his clear a little bit, but if you get your lanes ahead, doesn't really matter. You're gonna be the tank who's gonna be like front lining. As we see, he picked up Conqueror. Also, Kai'Sa passive there to like do a lot of damage with those champions. At the end of the day, Vex picking that kill is gonna give them a lot of power in the mid lane. She actually taking great gold, so for now might see the advantage yet, but after first back, Vex is gonna definitely have even more impact on that lane, getting this kill. So far, she just has a little bit of XP lead, which can also lead for some heavy trading like early levels if Oriana doesn't respect. Uh, Maokai started bot, Jarvan started top, so they're like probably gonna end up on opposite side of the map, except if Maokai goes for level 3 game. As we see that Sona and Seraphine poking and probably get priority early game. Seth here losing a lot of HP, trading against level 2 rank is maybe not the best thing to do, and yeah, he needs to fall back. And heroes use that potion as Renekton is gathering that fury to heal up from this trade, and uh, actually Sona and Seraphine lost the priority here, as Kais and Blitzcrank were actually somehow able to push this wave as being ranged melee against two ranged champions, which is kind of a little bit weird. Renekton here stacking a wave, he's gonna have priority in this top lane. He might be going for some deep wards or maybe early reset. Let's see, or he's just gonna be for there for jungle to pick up that scuttle, but Yarvan is not there, so isn't gonna like do a lot in this case. Let's see, yeah, Ranked is probably going into their jungle for a deep ward, and they will know that Jarvan is bot lane for sure, as he cleared out top lane camps and it's still 3 minutes in the Seraphine Sona getting shoved in. Uh, they'll stay fine, they both are killing each other. So far, there won't be a lot of like kill pressure from Kai'Sa and Blitzcrank, except if Blitzcrank lands the hook. That's like uh, game changer in that case. Um, but we do need to realize that Yarvan is bot, so he can pretty much just come and cover them. If anything like that happens, Seraphine doesn't have the flash, so if they go for her, it might be like possible to chunk her out a lot. Um, but they do have the exhaust and the heal. They didn't go for TP, which is fine. They went for defensive option. It's fine. Um, Sad here, heal back up to basically almost full passive together with the potion. Ranked has the potion up. In the mid lane, we see that nothing really happens. Vex is just trying to farm as well as Oriana. They do have basically same amount of minions, and on bot lane, Case is already starting to a little bit of lead for herself, as she is gonna be out farming. Oriana here getting a little bit of trade on the Vex. Vex indecisive here a little bit. It is fine once he resets his item advantage. And here we see a fight against junglers as Maka is getting a bit low here. Yarvan uh, gonna probably finish this guy off as Set is picking picking up this kill for himself, and well played for SDT. As we see here, Blitzkrieg hooking this and she gets picked off exactly. I was talking like 1 minute ago. Or on the side of the map, Makai invading and dying. Um, I think that there was no reason to do that, as we has had a wave that's pushing to the next one. That means that he's always going to be first on rotation, and he was there to help Yaron finish off this Makai. And I think it's a good thing that he picked up a kill because it's going to help him stay alive in this lane. As we know, Rankton is a scary pick early game. Oriana here trading quite a lot, being a little bit lower on the mana as the Vex is trying to push this wave. It's the cannon wave, so she might just try to recall after she shoves because she doesn't have a TP. So yeah, that's exactly what's gonna happen. Vex is gonna recall. Let's see what he buys. Ranked here, just slow pushing towards the set. Um, okay, Maka is bot side and Yaron too actually, so there might be something happening here. Let's see how they move across the map. Um, Yaron here has same CS in jungle as Marcus, so a lot since the camps were down. But it definitely helped the set get to this Iron Spike Whip and AHK here getting prior for this Drake bot lane coming up. Pretty sure SDT knows that they're on this dragon. Ooh, they had a ward on this Yaron, they could have. Yeah, SDT is pretty aware of this right now. Will test it back. They don't not really have the ultimates, but they do have a lot of sustain with 3 supportive gems being here. Yaron is trying to go in there, shielding him. Is he gonna be able to seal it in Yaron, man? Okay, he is going down because the 3 other supportive gems are not in the range to give him anything. He was a bit too far ahead, but this is exactly what SDT wanted. Like they got this Drake. They are a little bit behind in this game, and this Drake is gonna like give them a little bit more defensive stats to try and uh, get get their gems to level 6 to maybe try and force some fight with those ultimates late in the game. Um, Ranked here, getting the priority again, getting some deep parts. They will probably see this Yaron being in the top side again. That means that bots can play as aggressive as they want for like quite a time, as Yaron has the top jungle to clear. Here AHK is bot lane going pretty aggressive on this zone this time. She does have the flash, so I don't think a lot thing can happen. She's gonna hit that HP pretty much all the way back, as we know that both Serafina and Sona so much safety with those defensive shielding and healing spells. Both of the bot lanes are recalling, so it's not the carry. That means it's gonna be a little bit RNG who loses more. So far, Kates are getting like a full full noon quicker, and actually even more than that. She basically can finish a mythic next time she recalls, which is kind of insane. On our side, we see Tier being picked by both of the bot laners, as well as last chapter, Son a little bit more behind. Then Blitz here managed to just pick up a Ruby Crystal. Vex here losing a lot of trades, even though actually they have the same amount of items. It's Oriana actually managed to get advantage in this lane through poking and good damage. As you see this build coming over this bush with the Hex Splash, Maokai also being flashes away, but that's just not gonna be enough. She tries to take one, and there's Yaron to actually finish off her job as both of the mirrors fall down, and this Yaron is gonna pick up this Blitzkrieg as Maokai is trying to pick him up, and there's nothing gonna happen here, but we know that Case is now alone. And yeah, here we come to the same point. Seraphine and Sona cannot punish Casey enough. Sure, they can damage her, but I don't think they can kill her. Here, Seth doing that EW combo, getting that true damage onto Renekton. It's hard to play when Seth does something like that, so what Renekton should do is try to wait for Seth to use one of those 2 abilities, but if Seth is smart enough, he's just gonna punch him until he stacks the grid. And yeah, so far Renekton still uh, a little bit ahead in this lane, even though Seth got a kill. Renekton even opted for some defense items like Cloth of armor, and the thing here is that Set also probably needs to match that. He went for HP, that's fine. That means he's also gonna be a little bit more tankier with that W. Um, Even though Vex got that kill, she still does have a little here in this middle. As we see, Oriana definitely like having a little bit better for an early game here. Did they spot this Yarvan? They probably did. Okay, we see ranks rotation on this Oriana here, and they're at this point basically abusing their middle lane. They know she has no flash, and yeah, pretty much unlucky. Like you cannot really come over those. You cannot step over those walls if you don't know where enemies are. And in this case, they were pathing right towards him. And since top lane is winning, he is able to do something like this. It usually doesn't work when you're like a red side because there's this big wall. But he had also flash up, so he could just flash and dive like this Oriana together with Makai. So I would say pretty smart play from AHK here. They managed to pick up this Herald too. So far, not a lot of mistakes. The only thing that happened is Makai running into the jungle without knowing much, as well as Vex having troubles. But after this help from his team, Oriana going for that Ludens on the other side, Vex is going. Vex is completely back into this game, if not a lot ahead. So Oriana really sad for him. He's getting basically camps. Uh, like already second gank and not a lot of minutes passed between those two. Renekton here getting the playthings, trying to like stay as much ahead as possible, having almost perfect CS here. As Seth is trying to pick up any CS that he can, but top lane is like this if you make one early mistake or if there is a bad trade. Okay, Renekton here actually manages to lose this trade quite a lot. He's gonna be able like to sustain it back with the time. Yeah, he regenerated a little bit of time, but he gets punched right again from this set. We see that HK is trying to go for this now second Drake in the game, but first Drake for them. And as they did this time, probably didn't like, probably knew, but they were just like, okay, we're losing. For now, let's try to like farm up and give up one dragon. And you see this Oriana is completely getting bullied in this game. Holy moly. Oriana is literally playing solo queue where she's getting ganked from every side. Like Blitzcrank was already 2 times mid jungler all the time, as well as this top one roaming in and stunning him, like which is kind of crazy. Like so far, Oriana definitely not having fun in this game. As we see this Herald crush into this mid lane, taking a lot of plates. Yaren is here to cover. Yeah, this Herald is probably gonna die soon. Getting like a lot of damage to the tower. Yaren's getting poked. He goes in for some reason. He has the tried to ult this Makai as Makai flashes out and he has a shield to kill off the finish off the Yaron and no Yaron to stack tower damage. And I don't know, AHK here forcing a little bit on that German as his bot lane is having a fight of inside of AHK, but two ultimates of their bot lane is being used as Kai'Sa is a little bit of a trouble as he gets low, she flash. And this is what we were talking about. After the Sona and Seraphine use the ult, they don't really have a lot. They will heal, sure, they will poke a little bit, but with the more levels in this case, and she probably has this Q upgraded already as she picked pickaxe and swords. That means she's gonna have way more damage, and it's a big power spike for a champion like Kai'Sa. Oriana roaming bot, try to protect her ally, but that's not gonna like change anything as AHK probably didn't want to dive here. Um, as we see that the jungle wasn't there. Maokai just came in the bot side jungler. Vex here getting this wave, probably another plate as Oriana is still not back to her lane. She just recalled and this is gonna be first tower in outside of AHK. A lot of gold invested into this Vex, not gonna lie, like they gave her so much full tower, a lot of plates, a lot of ganks on bot lane. Kai'Sa is just winning on because of the the matchup itself. So far AHK winning on pretty much every side, and this game could be ended pretty quickly. Renekton and Seth they look even, but I think Renekton has definitely an edge as he is finding so much farm for himself, close to really perfect CS, and AHK here using the priority to step up into the jungle. Like they're taking control of the vision, getting rid of SDT's wards, and the thing here is that Yaron is here actually going in on this Maokai. Let's see if SDT can follow up with some ultimates as we see Maokai ult going through, and this Seraphine is getting picked by Maokai as well as Vex and Kaisa. Kaisa getting killed on Jarvan too, and yeah, exactly the problems that we were talking about. Senna and Seraphine, if they do make a mistake against Blitzcrank or Maokai or even Vex, it's gonna be really, really big trouble for them. Second tower here for AHK. Um, the thing here is for SDT, even if they manage to get ahead in this game, I don't see who is gonna take those towers. Like mages, as well as Seraphine and Sona, are not gonna do too much damage to them, to towers until like they get some AP in. And AHK has like people who are ahead, and Kaisa can take towers pretty fast, which having a lot of XP and attack damage this part of the game. Renekton here going for some trade, but Seth does the exact combo we were talking about, E into W, kind of an even trade. As you see, Vex towards this top lane, and the towers were kind of like pretty low. Seth pretty much knows that he's there. Vex is gonna go into the bush, but I don't think he's gonna. The Seth is here is gonna fall for this trap, as he also has the pink in that tri bush on the other side of the lane if Malky was about ready to potentially die, but trying to here recalling as well as Vex. They're gonna swap the lanes, which is gonna be good for them as Vex can definitely bully out the set, and Renekton can definitely one-shot both of them at this point as he's really stacked here with the items on the farm. Uh, at this point, farm is really kicking in for himself as he's really. Uh, I would remember too, like we see the gold lead, like 7k at 60 minutes, like uh, that's like crazy. Like so SDT here really going behind this game, and it's gonna be even more and more problems for them from now on. The only shot they can try and have is like try to ult Vex and uh, Kaisa with those ultimates that they do have and burst them out before they get too many levels in to survive those ults. Like after the ability update, both Vex and Kaisa are gonna be way more tankier with that HP per level as well as other stats. So that means, yeah, now there is an option for SDT to try and do something, but after that's not really, as Kaisa probably goes for some picking up that morale, and SDT found an potentially this Herald here. Let's see if he managed to finish the devil. They get some gold back. Dragon is up, but AHK came here to look for a fight. As we see, a lot of engagement is going on. Okay, ult went through, and here Seth is getting really picked by this case as she finds a way to knock him down. We see Aaron going in, and here AHK playing front to back, and they're like deleting every member of SET as well as Vex finding that ult on that Seraphine in the backline. I mean, there was not even a front at this point. And HK pretty much cleaning up uh, the members of SDT. This game is just a matter of time, like how much time HK will need to find an end to this one, as we know Baron is gonna spawn, and after that, uh, okay, Drakes are not really the best winning conditions. They only have one, and the second one is like already live for a couple of minutes. But you have Baron, you're gonna get a tier 2 towers from SDT, so this game could end in about 10 minutes, I would say. Renekton here disrespecting a little bit, but he's strong enough to do something. And HK here just walking up to this dragon, taking it. Oriana actually resetted, she does have the TP, so it's fine to reset if the Drake is up. I don't think they can contest this at this point. Like Yaron is gonna try to probably steal, but I don't think that's gonna work this time, as AHK is definitely okay. Never mind, Yaron steals the Drake. Okay, this man is stealing everything from AHK. Who damn? Well played, Yaron. That was definitely not expected, like, as Yaron is getting this Drake in favor for SDT. I don't think this game is gonna matter a lot, but he is delaying their Dragon Power Spec. As you see, Blitzcrank trying to utilize that flash to try and hook somebody. He has the Hex Flash, so it doesn't really matter, he uses the flash. And here we see Edge collapsing onto this tier 2 tower in the mid lane. Potentially waiting for Baron, but since Yarvan was dead, um, they were trying to use the timer to get some sand here, getting a little bit of damage back, but he's gonna fall again to Kaisa, and we see that Vex was caught in a little bit awkward position as well. This too deep in the backline. He's probably gonna die soon. Yep, didn't manage to finish this Oriana, but Therapy can get big by the Blitzcrank, and this guy is having a trouble dodging these hooks, and Maokai actually followed that, but if both of your teammates are falling back, they don't want to give up the shutdowns, then there is no point in flashing. Unlucky time for Maokai as they actually kill him here, and this is gonna be a little bit of a comeback for SDT as we see Blitzcrank landing another hook on this Sona, and this guy is just not stopping the bullying onto the SDT's bot lane as well as the mid lane. As we see here, SDT is pretty much trolling Quadra kill for Kaisa. I don't know what happened. They were literally on 1 HP, and this Kaisa managed to literally delete all of them. Oof, oof, oof. There's, I don't know, completely crazy. SDT here going for too much. Like, they got that Herald down, played safe and patiently, get that Herald to kick into the first tower, try to manage wave, kick it into the second tower, back off. But if you want to go for that case, sure, she was, but you need to organize it a bit better, like not 1 by 1. And that's exactly what happened. This Kaisa managed to get the water kill and literally alone. So with actually 100 HP like on her health bar, and that's like absolutely crazy. Well played for being like in position to do something like that, and AHK here is using their priority to clear out the vision, use it as a bait. SDT pretty sure they don't know what's going on. Definitely want to give up this Baron because there is no way they can do anything in this game. As we see Blitzcrank using the Shredder to get a pick on Seraphine as well as Sona. Probably she's dead in a second. Yeah, Vex and Kate is picking up another kill. As Set is also being caught by this Blitzcrank, and Blitzcrank picks himself a kill. Pretty much deserves. This guy didn't miss a single hook. The other hooks what he actually missed were just to bait out the enemies, you know. But most of the hooks were actually very good hits, which always led to a big difference in a fight. HK is ahead, but if you can land hook like that, I mean, that's just basically you're just basically making SDT is having zero chance to like do anything in the fight if something like that happens. Renekton here getting a bit low against Oriana, but since he has a Baron buff, he is gonna buff his minions. He's BMing here a little bit. Oriana's gonna try to kill him actually here. Okay, this Renekton is trolling as he gets his second death of his team. He's still doing a lot. He is 0-2. KDA doesn't like show how much work he's doing. He side wave. Okay, this death was definitely unnecessary as it can slow the Sage from AHK and it's wasting a Baron buff a little bit. But yeah, 10k gold difference of AHK. It's just gonna go up at this point. I think like is that SDT is farm from core items. That means that this gold is really big and important here. Um, Sona walking up on this market alone, and we see Blitzcrank and the squad is rolling up onto her. She is literally alone in this part of the map, but AHK didn't really know that. So they will see her now, and they will probably know that she is alone. They're gonna jump over this plan. They're waiting. Oh, they saw the Yaron, so they will probably respect. Yeah, but 22 to 7 kills. I mean, pretty much one-sided game. I would say. SDT found some comeback goal, but they just after that completely threw it in a matter of seconds. And yeah, uh, Dragon is gonna be next thing that AG is gonna pick up for themselves, and this Dragon is literally gonna make them unkillable because uh, they're gonna get that tenacity, they're gonna get that stronger shields, and we have a lot of shields on the side of AHK. Literally everybody except for next one has a shield, which is gonna be a big thing. As we see here, Yaron alone, Blitzcrank tried to actually protect him, but Yaron was patient enough to wait with his EQ. Could have been a pick on Yarvan, but he was just trying to predict it, which is fine. They still get this dragon for free. Not the biggest mistake in the world here, Set being pressured all the time by this Renekton. Renekton is literally full item with this guy, as Set still managed to try this true damage onto this guy. And Maokai this time secures the Dragon Fuse. This team has Yaron zone, but the Kaisa alone. The Vex is there to try and cover here, but this Yaron uh, destroyed here again with the Kaisa. And yeah, this Kaisa has literally almost full fort, I think, getting finished here. Baron buff is gonna end soon, so HK didn't found the best use of this Baron, mainly because his Renekton died. Uh, it is fine. They do still have a little bit of the Baron buff. They might be trying to use it to get the star, as it will fall in a second. And yeah, now they will maybe try to look for some dive if, as the team mispositions themselves. We see that two players are on top. They will actually change the plan and siege that tier 2 top tower. And then only one tower is left on the bot side, and Renekton can do that while the team is trying to go on Baron. As we see these guys being alone here get picked, and Orianna falls down. Yeah, I don't know, like SDT here getting picked one by one. Kaisa double kill, it will be a triple. Oh, she gets a little bit of damage from this set. Renekton here, big stun on a Seraphine, and SDT, Jarvan gets hooked here. Triple kill for Kaisa, not mentioned, but yeah, could have been a Penta if Ferrari wasn't trolling. We see them picking up this inhibitor tower as SDT is finding no answer to this aggression for AHK, and AHK acing them in this game, guys. AHK, okay, ADK died, never mind. In this case, he didn't manage to get out of the tower range, so these two tanks might not be able to do much. And Shuttle went to Seraphine, so depends on what she buys. Could be a bit of a help, but she's going for the demonic, which is not the best item, as demonic is pretty much scaling item and got nerfed in this patch. So maybe she's going for Loyalist too. Who knows? They have like similar build path. As we see, Maokai stealing the blue buff off of SDT. Pretty sure Baron is gonna farm in a minute or two. Uh, Gold is extended to 15k for HK. I mean, I don't know, like SDT got picked one by one, like in that fight. Like Orianna, without much mana, is stepping up, and she doesn't really have vision in their top side jungle. Yeah, she's just getting picked off. Um, AHK here definitely dominating, um, and I don't see anything that SDT can do to like even threaten them a little bit. Like, um, yes, do still have this combo. We see already second time today that combo has been locked, and second time doesn't work because the teams just know how to take advantage of the early kind of combo. And we see that Vex in the third game getting actually picked and not banned anymore. There is a reason why Vex was a ban, and she went through the ban phase, and this is exactly what happens when you let champ like Vex have the freedom of her own. And yeah, she's causing a lot of fear into their uh, backline. As you see here, they are trying to get themselves something, but this Orianna, she is not damage. She's so much. Uh, she is a high level though, but in items she is literally a full item down, as Vex is gonna finish this rub. She also has Oblivion, so it means that Orianna will be far lower damage threat than this Vex. Seraphine is having okay HQ just melting Baron in seconds. Like meanwhile AHQ just taking Baron in 10 seconds, you know, why not? And yeah, okay, they actually were gonna try to fight here. This here they're outnumbering the HK here. Will they do something to make AHK struggle? No HK here. This team fight as Vex is joining in from the flank, and AHK here just annihilates the SDT. Like it's not even close at this point anymore. Pentakill for Kaisa here. What a massive uh, performance from this guy, and he managed to pick himself that thing what he deserved. He got to Quadra, this time it's a Penta, and GG's. Congratulations to HK for staying unbeaten, as nobody can find a way to threaten these guys, and GG's. Congratulations to AHK. Well, what a game. What to say here. Really, I don't know how to like explain what happened here. We had a similar game previously today, uh, where one team just goes for that combo champs and they fall off early, and then after that they're still like getting pick 1 by 1. And the problem here is like that against a team like AHK, you cannot allow yourself to do some early mistakes like this. Uh, okay, my hair is kind of weird. Doesn't matter. um, AHK pretty dominant here. Like they didn't allow enemy to have a single opening. Sure, there are some minimal mistakes, but at the end of the day, they managed to get a pentakill. I'm pretty sure that's the first penta of this tournament, at least on stream. Maybe I'll stream penta. So definitely, congratulations to HK here, picking up another win. They're ending up as 5-0 in this group, and they will have uh, 2 more games, I think, or something, because before the like next rotation, at least 1 more game to see. I definitely want to see if they're gonna like end up completely beating the first stage, and for the second stage, that's gonna be really tough to like bring those guys from that position. Uh, Pretty sure they're securing that first spot in the group B. Quite an interesting day. Last game was bit one-sided. The other two, it was there was more like uh, fight from the opposing teams as from the ones who were winning. And yeah, GG's to every team that won today. The teams that lost, you guys just need to like find more confidence, practice a little bit more, uh, find a bit different game plans. You need to always think what enemy has, what are the priority picks. But yeah, we'll see what will happen. I will want to thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Thank to the production as well as the people who were there to set up all the matches with the drafts and everything. So thank you so much, guys. Um, Casting here alone today, and today's day is over for now. We'll see you next time on the Monday. And yeah, that's it for today. Have a nice evening and see you Monday, guys. Good night.